He leaves early in the morning, before the day fully begins, before anyone asks where he is going. The ground feels familiar under his feet. He has walked this land for years. It knows his steps. There is no big goodbye, no speech, no moment meant to be remembered. He just starts walking. Obedience does not feel brave at first. It feels like giving something up, like letting go of a life that finally made sense. He walks because staying feels heavier than leaving, even though leaving hurts more. The road ahead is quiet and long. Each step pulls him farther from what he understands. This is not confidence. It is not strength. It is willingness. He remembers how long he waited for things to change. The years when hope felt embarrassing. The nights when the promise felt impossible. He remembers laughing once, not because it was funny, but because it seemed too good to be real. Time taught him to expect less, to protect himself from disappointment. And then the promise came anyway. Now obedience asks him to loosen his grip on it, not because it was wrong, but because it mattered. Loss does not always come from disaster. Sometimes it comes from doing what feels right. No one really talks about that. People often say obedience brings rewards, that it clears things up. But sometimes obedience feels like walking away from the one thing that made you feel safe. He does not understand why faith would require letting go. He only knows that holding too tightly is starting to hurt. The journey is long enough for doubt to grow louder. His feet keep moving. His thoughts do not. Questions follow him. Was the voice real? Did he imagine it? Is he making a mistake? The silence gives no answers. Only space. And space gives fear room to speak. At night, the fire is small. The dark is wide. He watches the flames instead of the stars. Tonight, the sky feels overwhelming. There are moments when obedience feels the same as foolishness, when trust feels like losing control. Still, he stays, not because he is sure, but because turning back would mean pretending nothing ever called him forward. And he knows that pretending can last a lifetime. If you've ever felt this way, caught between holding on and letting go, pause here for a moment. In the comments, share one thing you've had to release, or are still learning how to release. You're not alone in that space. Obedience does not erase sadness. It walks beside it. Each step carries quiet grief. He is grieving the life he thought he would have, the future that finally felt clear. This is a kind of sadness few people notice. Letting go without knowing what comes next. The altar is simple. Just stones. Just wood. Nothing dramatic happens. No loud voice. No sign in the sky. He moves slowly, carefully. Not because he doubts, but because what he is offering matters to him. This is what obedience teaches him. Not how to be fearless, but how to be honest. He does not make a big announcement. He just chooses. And the offering is not only what lies on the altar. It is the future he imagined, the control he wanted, the answers he hoped for. Obedience goes deeper than actions. It changes what the heart holds onto. There is a moment when he wants an explanation, not rescue, just understanding. But understanding does not come right away. It grows slowly. So he waits. When help comes, it is quiet, gentle, as if to say, you are seen, not tested for show, not pushed to prove anything, seen. He leaves the mountain different, not because everything is clear, but because something inside him has loosened. He no longer confuses love with control, or promise with ownership. Obedience made room in him, for trust, for mystery, for a future he does not have to manage alone. This is what formation looks like. Not winning, not certainty, but becoming. A heart learning how to let go. A life choosing faithfulness, even when it feels like loss. Nothing about him looks different on the outside. He walks down the mountain the same way he came up, but inside something has changed. His grip is softer. Fear is quieter. And in its place is not confidence. It is peace, the quiet kind. If this story spoke to you, take a moment to like the video. It helps these quiet stories find the people who need them. And if you want to keep exploring stories of waiting, becoming, and the unseen work happening beneath the surface, subscribe to the channel. More stories are coming. Slow ones, honest ones, stories for the forming self.